Hello there, World of Tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm, of course, your host, World of Blitz, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the Tier 10 autoloading medium tank, the TVP T5051. Now, this is a vehicle that really hasn't been ground much, which is surprising, judging that this is the newest tech tree vehicle to currently come into World of Tanks Blitz. Not only that, but it's got a really unique gun, a 4-shell autoloader capable of getting out over 1,240 average damage in 6 seconds, which is ridiculous when you think about it. So, in today's video, I figured, you know what, if people aren't playing this tank or grinding the line because they think it's a bad tank, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about everything you need to know on the TVP 5051. So, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below, as it helps out the channel a crazy amount, especially if you want to see more tutorial videos like this on other Tier 10 vehicles. Now, as I did say, this thing carries a nasty 4-shell clip. 310 damage per shot, 4 shells, and yeah, that's 1,200 damage in a matter of 6 seconds. That's insane. However, it does struggle immensely on the penetration, especially the heat pen at only 319. It just seems so bad. You can't penetrate E100 turrets half the time. That's one of the biggest letdowns. If it had 330 millimeters of heat pen, it would actually be plenty to cut through an E100 turret or a mouse's upper parts, but it just really struggles on thick German super heavies like a Jagdpanzer 100 superstructure. Most mediums like an E50M sitting at 330 can butter through that. This one, yeah, not so much. But that's, of course, one of the drawbacks you get to having a massive clip. The dispersion at .277 is pretty dang good, especially with the aiming time of 2.8 seconds, but of course I am running refined gun. Normally the dispersion isn't as good. It's got great mobility though, of course getting way up there, 60 kilometers per hour on top speed, 20 in reverse, and it's also got a fantastic power to weight ratio of 23.6. So, the vehicle's fast. It's actually got a very good power to weight ratio. It's got a good clip. It's got meh penetration. The standard's okay. It's really just the premium that kind of sucks. So what is the killer? Well, it's kind of the clip reload. The clip reload is a good 21.7 seconds, and that's not great, because that means that you have to spend 22 seconds not getting shot by the enemy team after you've dumped shells into them. When I usually clip somebody in this tank, well, what's the first thing they try and do? They try and shoot me, because they've just been clipped. So, yeah, you can start to think of some of the issues. When you play this tank, you can't play it like any other vehicle. You have to be very careful about everything you do. You have to be particular about where you push, what you push on. But of course, that's the whole playstyle of the TVP. There's a miss on the Vickers already, but there we go. We did get a hit right on his turret. Maybe we can get some more shots. No, not yet. But we also got the other Vickers light. There's 1 shell and there's 2. So that's it. That's 1,005 damage we've already dumped out. That is how incredibly quick this thing racks up the damage. Both of those Vickers, which are in platoon, are not going to be in platoon much longer because, yeah, you can see what's happening to them. In another 6 seconds, I'll have my whole clip loaded, and I'll be ready to rumble once again. So that's exactly what I'm about to do. So there's the Vickers. We also got the AIM X31. There's 1 shell in. There's 2 shells in. Here's 3 shells in. And, well, we're just going to get out that last shell because I don't need it anyway. So there you go. Another 3 shells. Like, you can see, when the enemy team makes bad mistakes, when they push to spots where you know you can get clips out, this tank is a beast. It has the ability to ruin. Oh my god, why are they so stupid? The enemy team knows they've been getting shot every time they poke that, and yet they continue to poke it every single time. Well, I guess there's not much I can say about that. We are going to shoot at this T125 as much as I can. There's 3 shells into him, and let's get that 4th one out. So that was about 1,200 damage done there, and now I drive away. That was a full health T125, now brought down to 965 hit points. So, yeah, that's pretty dang impressive. And this is how you can see to play the tank. You have to play it very cautiously. Never pushing until you know you have the ability to. Then, when I have my clip loaded, well, now it's party time. I get that clip ready. There's 2 shells. There's 3 shells. He's dead. And then I start reloading my clip instantly to try and get my next target. Now, because that waffle's so far away, he's probably going to be killed before I get there, but you never know. We are speed, and this tank's actually quite quick, as I said. You can see here, easily getting up to 60 kilometers per hour, which is very good. And with that, I might actually be fast enough just to get 1 shell into the waffle. Just maybe. Come on, I can get one in. Come on. Oh, the AMX is about to fire. No! Well, to be fair, pretty good game for the first battle. Cannot complain, even though we're having a little bit of weird lag. If any of you have been having server lag, let me know. Because I have been having a bit of server lag where the tanks have been having packet loss and stuff like that. And it's not my Wi-Fi, because I know my Wi-Fi is good. I've tested it, so it's definitely Wargaming servers. I think that they have so many people playing Gravity right now, it's actually causing the servers to overload. Wargaming, please fix your servers. But the first game here, 3,943 damage is not bad whatsoever. That shows you how the tank can be very strong. We were able to clip that Vickers, both of the Vickers there for quite a bit. 365 into the first, 640 into the second. The TVP lost another 240. That AMX lost 667. And when we got a full clip out, like onto that poor E5, we took 1,335 off. It is insane how quickly you're able to rack up the damage in an auto-loading vehicle, even if you don't necessarily have the most damage per minute. But of course, let's load into one more game, see if we can keep up that goodness in the TVP. Now, a good argument for autoloaders having DPM is usually autoloaders don't need DPM to perform well because they have a lot of DPM. This tank, when it's getting its clip out, has more DPM pretty much at tier 10 than any other vehicle apart from other autoloaders. And that's because, of course, it's a burst gun. It's the same way for any autoloading vehicle. Even the Kronbomb, it's got terrible, terrible overall damage per minute. But because it has the ability to clip for 1,200. Nobody wants to push on it, and it can still get out some really, really impressive games. So, it's not a bad vehicle by any means. Oh, wonderful voice cracks for me, but you can tell it's not a bad vehicle by any means. And that's the same thing kind of for the TVP, is even though it's got such a long clip reload, the ability to get 1,200 damage out in 6 seconds kind of rectifies that whole situation. There is the Progetto. There's one nice shell. There's the 62. There's 2, 3, and we're going to get that 4th out. There's 4. So that's it. That's 1,255 damage. We've brought what was a full health T62A pretty much down to nothing. And then we just get our whole clip reloaded in about 12 seconds. So, yeah. That's the mighty TVP for you. Now, the enemy team does have some decent players, but doesn't seem like they're going to stand much of a chance against this gun. Again, we got the 57 Heavy over here. There's 1. Here's 2. Like, you can just see how ridiculous this gun is. And there you go. There goes the 57 Heavy. Sadly, we had to fire that one shot there at the end. But yeah, like, it's just so fun to get these clips out. And you can see it's really not that hard to do it. All you have to do is position your tank in a spot where you know you can get the clip out, shoot, and that's it. That's literally it. You just shoot. And yeah, big whoop. You don't get your clip out, well then you reload it. You stay in cover, you reload your clip. We got the Progetto over here. There's 1 shell. There's 2 shells out. Like, it's insane how quick this thing racks up damage. And we're probably already sitting close to 3,000. And if we get a clip either into this 268 or the Kron, we will definitely be sitting at 3,000. So that's exactly what I'm going to try and do. Focus on getting the damage out. That's what you want to do in a vehicle like this, is you want to look for where the damage is abundant. And a perfect example of abundant damage would be on the enemy 268, which there's 1 shell into him. Here's number 2. Here's number 3. And let's get that 4th one out. There's number 4. So that's an entire clip into the enemy 268. And once again, breaking the 4,000 damage barrier. That's what happens with the TVP. If you play it correctly, it just has the ability to dump so much damage out. And this is why I actually find the tank almost overpowered, because the clip is so incredibly good. That's literally, like, that 268 in a matter of 6 seconds, we took off, and get ready for this, 1,363 damage. That's 6 seconds, and that's really, really quick. That means that, you know, even that 62A that made one mistake of driving out, obviously he wasn't the best player, but he made that one little mistake of poking, and that 62A lost over 950 health for that. So the TVP can be very strong if you know how to play it correctly, because you have the ability to punish massively. If you have just one singular teammate next to you, you have the ability to clip the enemy for 1,200 hit points, and then just back up next to your teammate, like I played in both these games, and you're fine. Nobody can push on you, and you've dealt massive amounts of damage. You have to play the TVP smart. You can't be alone, and if you're going to be alone, you have to be from distance, kind of like a bat chat in 25T, but at that point, you might as well be running a bat chat. So to play this tank, I play it kind of middle ground. I know where to push it, and you need to make sure that you're always with either a teammate, or you're reading the enemy lineup really, really impressively, because you have to know where the enemy enemy teams pushing, or you're probably going to die. So hopefully all of you enjoyed today's video. Please consider smashing that subscribe button down below if you did. But other than that, hopefully all of you are doing well out there. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.